Well, the first time I ever did drag, I was still in high school. I was still at St. Peter's Preparatory School for Boys. I feel like I was there in perpetuity. And I was a senior. And I had a lover at the time. And my lover and his ex-fiancée and his best friend's ex-best friend, who was my best friend. It's all very complicated. Decided to see Melba Moore at the Waldorf Astoria. Now, Melba Moore was a very famous Broadway performer at the time. She was in Pearly, and everybody knew her at the time. She was performing at the Waldorf. And at that time, if you went to a straight nightclub, a regular old place like the Waldorf Astoria or the Rainbow Room, if you were three men and a woman, you'd be put in the back, if not the kitchen. So my friends decided that I was going to put on a dress so that we could get good seats to see Melba Moore, because we really wanted to see her. So they convinced me to wear Joyce's, her name was Joyce, to wear Joyce's clothes. So she dressed me up in a cute little peach dress. I will never forget it. It had little bell-bottom sleeves, and I had brown opaque stockings and clunky heels, a little page boy wig. My name was Kim O'Hara, and we got dressed in Bayonne, New Jersey. We weren't even sophisticated enough to take a limousine or a car or anything. We took the 99S bus on Kennedy Boulevard to the Port Authority, and then a taxi cab to the Waldorf. And this was my first experience in drag. It was absolutely frightening. They were having a time of their lives. I was absolutely terrified. But nobody knew that I was a guy. You know, I guess when you're 16, 17, and you're that young and I look like a little altar boy, nobody would even imagine that I was a man in a dress or a boy in a dress. But so we went to the Waldorf. We were 20 minutes late, half hour late, because it was very hard getting there. I was a nervous wreck. Apparently, they were holding up the show for somebody very famous, because when we walked in, they must have said, next one in gets the table, because when we walked in, we were ushered to the front of the room, center table, right in front of the stage. It was ecstatic. We were thrilled to get good seating, but needless to say, everybody in the room was like, who is she? Who are they? Who are they? Which mortified me, because I was trying to be as quiet as I possibly could, and here was the whole room staring at me. Melba Moore performed, and she realized it, and she was singing "He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother," and pointed at me and smiled, and we just screamed. That was my first night in drag, and it was rather thrilling. I think the thrilling part was fooling everybody, because nobody really knew, so there was a certain excitement about fooling everybody. There was a certain excitement about being somebody else. There was this mystique of suddenly having to be this other person, and it was just great. Stockings felt great too. So needless to say, I went on to do it again, but that was my first night. Melba Moore at the Waldorf Astoria. I'll never forget it. I'm sure she did, but I won't.